And then I might send them a few laps around at the lope saying, hey, look how hard it is when you go to try to turn in away from me. And then at that point, a lot of times you get horses who kind of pause like yours does a few times, and I'll kind of try to draw them back, or like you do, kind of yield the hind quarter or send them kind of forward a little bit till they straighten up. And then just kind of, when it's low energy like that, just kind of squeeze in there between their shoulder and the rail, peel that shoulder off, and then ask them to go the other way. So as far as like just in that beginning exercise, getting them to go around and face into you, that's how I'd handle it. And with the horses who really have trouble facing the inside, once they turn that shoulder, I may just let them stop and wait there for a second and like end on them looking at you. And then, yep, absolutely. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I get him on a horse once a year.
Okay. Okay. So, and and your ridden horse is good about having a stick and a whip riding off him. Okay. Good. And then, okay, so what tool do you have? A pole? Okay, can I just see that? I've never seen one before. See what we're working with here. Well, I haven't seen one up close. Okay. Oh, wow, that goes very long. Okay, we won't need it. Yeah, okay. So, we can use that. I would typically start out with a carriage whip. It's a little bit easier to handle, I think, and it has this lash if you have to tap them at all. It's not going to kind of bend really easily. When you're working like a lot of horses, that would be pretty handy, because then they're already super responsive. Okay. Yeah. And, well, you should be, by the time you're in a big area, she should be staying close to you, or you can get her back so you can communicate with her at a shorter. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so first thing I want to look at is, if you don't mind, I'll grab your horse and we'll just look at a few things online, if that works. Okay. Okay. And I can let you do that even from there. Okay. Here's your horse. And then the main thing is, when you do this for your ridden horse, that your ridden horse you can control with one hand or no hands. Okay. And right there, I would see if you can even just walk forward and have her follow you for a second, kind of help her out by moving your ridden horse a little bit. Yeah. I'll move out of the way. Okay. Alright, and then I kind of pause your ridden horse, kind of let her catch up here. And we'll try to work on her from your right side. That'll be easier to start with. Okay. That's okay. It's going to take a little bit of maneuvering here as you kind of figure out where best to be. So you can kind of stop your horse at that point. See if you can draw Sugar up to you and just rub her. What was that? My drink. Oh, that's not mine. I probably don't need anything more to drink. Okay, that's fine. I can hand that to you. And if we have a lot of trouble too, we'll see where they're at, but we might want to do a little bit of work on the ground too. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, and then let's talk about my cues too. So as you're riding around, your neutral with your whip is going to be, you're just going to let your whip hang in between your two horses. That's okay. Yeah, it is a little bit dusty. Wonder if there's a hose around here. Yeah, maybe between, because I can work with, when Shay comes out, I can work with her out in the big area if someone will hose it down. Okay. Oh no, we won't. That would add to the complexity of this for sure. Okay? Alright, so whenever you're ready, then I would lower the whip between your horses there. Good. Yep. And so, and I'll just kind of let it point out as I'm going kind of out in front of them. Okay. Okay, so just down and forward a little bit. Yep, that's just kind of their neutral. And you want it straight though, not in front of her chest, because that'll mean stop and back up. Okay. Yeah. So I'll just kind of point it right out. Like if I'm on my horse, it'll be right here. Okay? Right like that? Yes. And then if I wiggle it at all, that means stop and back up. Okay? The reason that I don't hold it over here is then you're kind of micromanaging them to stay with you. It'll wear your side pass towards you out. I want to get them to the point where I'm riding like this in neutral, and if I bring it up here, everyone scoots towards me. This is all I have to do. Okay? I don't want to wear it out by holding them there. And I did that for a while, and it kind of went back and caught me in the butt. Okay? Yeah, yeah. So I want them to just learn to stay there without me saying, stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here. Okay? Okay. And so, and then we'll need to do a bit of work too, just even getting her to come up. Like right now, she doesn't really know if she's supposed to be up here. Do you want to try to use this? See if. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So whenever you're ready, then go ahead and ask her to come forward. See if you can do it with just your stick, so you don't have to use your rope. Okay. Yep, so if you raise it towards her hind quarter, like with me, if I come here, that'll ask them to come forward. I wave, kiss, and then I kind of tap them to come forward. Good? And then just kind of relax, then ask her to side pass towards you. Good. And when she finds you, I'd give her positive reinforcement. We'll kind of be able to speed it along here. Okay, get her one more step if you can. Good. Okay. And if you want to give her positive reinforcement, we'll just kind of speed the learning along here. Okay. Since we're a little bit limited here with time. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So go ahead and practice. You'll practice walking forwards again. Now, when you go to walk forwards, your whip should be in neutral. You walk and you say sugar. And if she doesn't come, then you raise your tool over, ask her to come forward, and you can kind of wait for her to find you. Okay? And then you'll go back into neutral. Yep. Yeah. 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 So go ahead and walk forwards, and if she doesn't come, then you move your stick. Good. Yeah, that's good. And then go ahead and stop. So kind of wiggle your whip right in front. Good. And ask her to side pass towards you just a hair. It's 1 or 2 steps. Good. Good. Okay. And then put your whip back in neutral whenever you're ready, and you'll go ahead and walk forwards again. Okay. Yep. And then as you're walking, you can even, if she gets far away, try to think about bringing her a little bit closer to you if she gets too far away. That looks good right there. Okay. Can I get her a little closer to you? Good, good. And then I'd stop and let them rest. Good, and then you can just rub her, do whatever. Okay? Good.
I'm free in September. I don't work outside.
Good.
I have some time, like I get less scheduling.
Okay. Now, we'll want to do this a little bit before letting her offline. When we let her offline, we've got to be at the point where we can work her off of our ridden horse. Okay, get her at least going and maintaining a direction, and then we stop and she'll draw into us. Okay, and if you have,
I just love my horse. That's all I do.
even like getting them to turn to the inside, and then normally they'd walk up, and then I'd ask them to side pass over. But if they pause there, then yeah, you can walk up to them. Okay, then get them to side pass over. I would do the side pass first towards you, then treat. So that every time she comes back, she gets in position first. Yes. Yeah. Okay, and then again, if normally, like when I team horses up, I start from the ground like Ariel's done. Okay. Alright. So if we have any trouble, we can always go back. You what? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, go ahead and walk forwards again. Make sure your whip's hanging down there. It shouldn't be up straight and down, okay? Good, and then sugar. And you'll try to get her with your whip before she hits the line. Yeah, and see where that stick's a little bit short, you may have to let it back out, okay? Yeah, and that it just gets a little bit heavy and a little bit awkward. That's why I use the whip. Yeah. Okay, and try there even to get her to slow down. Use your stick first. Okay. All right, get her to draw into you again using your side pass towards you. Good. Okay, and then go back to neutral. Good. And just we'll try to see how little you need to use the rope. Yep, get her back in there. Yep. That way what you can start doing is I can say one of my horse's name and just cluck without moving my whip, and they'll come in, okay, and they'll side pass over. Then if they don't, then I raise my whip. Mm-hmm.
Reset.
Why don't we try one time using your pole thing if they're not going to be scared of it, if like they are of the whip or whatever, because then that way it'd be a little bit lighter. Yeah, and I would just adjust it so it's about this length. Yeah, and I would definitely work on getting them, comfortable with any kind of tool that you have. Yeah, it's hard to do it all on top of this. Okay. Yep, that's neutral. Only move if you have to. Yep. And if you need to take a second, that's fine. Good, yeah. And then neutral as soon as she comes.
I think that'll be good there.
Canadian flag on it.
Yeah.
I haven't carried it for this yet.
Yeah.
Johnny, come on.
Okay. All right, go back to neutral now. Not back to neutral. Good. Okay. Now when you go to steer your inside, your Liberty horse, I would just kind of wave it kind of at their nose, and that should be a 4/4 yield. Okay. If you need to steer her away at all. Yep. So I just kind of wave it towards Sugar if I want her to turn on her 4/4 or on her haunches there. Okay. But in the beginning, I'll probably mostly work on just drawing her towards me. Okay. That's okay. And if you if you want your neutral to be up in the air, we can try it and see if there's any complications, okay? Although, when it's like that, see, that's the very first part of getting them to side pass in. Like, if my whip goes here, they're already side passing in. Because I always want their default to be, hey, coming back to me. Yeah, but you can do it that way, and we'll just see if you have issues, okay? That's fine. And if he'll steer off that neck rope, it's going to be a lot easier to steer him off the neck rope, maybe. Oh. Okay. Okay. Good, okay, so go ahead and walk forwards again in neutral. Sugar. Okay, now ask her to come forward with your tool there. Good. And then I just, yep, stop there and just rub her. Yeah. Okay, and then neutral. So I wouldn't rub her there. Just, you want to make her really sensitive to moving into you. If that makes sense. Like, I would just when you're stopped, you can just kind of rub her with your hand there or something. Just because at this point, you just want her to be really sensitive to whenever that whip comes over the right side, she's coming towards you. Yeah, no problem. Good. Okay, and then when you're ready, go ahead and do a stop and back up. You'll kind of lower your whip, kind of wiggle it a little bit. I'll kind of wave it back and forth a little bit and get them to back up. Good, good. And then just rub Sugar there with your hand if you can. Just gonna rub her. Yep, bring her towards you a little bit. Good. Good. And then rub. Good.
Can I try without her?
With what?
I'd like to take this off.
I wouldn't take it off yet. I would end this session getting a little bit more body control. Next time you come in, take it off. Because then if she gets to running, we won't have enough time. We need to kind of correct it, too. And this will be a good, just introductory session for her. Okay?
I'm learning all these new signals that
I know.
No, I like getting this, I understand what's going to take time.
Sure.
This neutral. New neutral.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Yep, try to use that flag before the rope. Yeah.
I tried to beat it, but
Yeah.
at the same time she's reacted a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Good, Tyson. Good.
Okay, get Sugar to speed up when she falls back. Sugar, vocal cues.
Sugar.
Now tap with the flag to get her to come forward, over her rear end, over her tail. I would say Sugar, kiss, it's just the one time, and then you start tapping.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, so get her to speed up again.
Oh, hang on. Sugar.
Yep, and then wave back. Good. And then back to neutral.
So you like that head to head?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and kind of come through the center and change directions. You might have to yield Sugar's forequarters over a little bit. Kind of wave, clock. Yep, good. And then straight, and then you'll come off the other way. Yep. Yep, and try to first be in neutral. Don't try to micromanage there. If you need to steer her, you can. Okay? Okay, go ahead and go forwards. Okay, and then Sugar. And then, yep, more forward there. More forward, a little bit more until she catches all the way up. Keep it back there.
Sugar.
Tap, 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 and neutral. Good.
Sugar.
Good. And go ahead and stop and rub once she does catch up. Okay? Good. And then stop. And I would give her some positive reinforcement for catching up like that. She exerted a little bit of energy to come and find you there. And then we'll do that one more time and see if she can stay caught up. Okay. Without having to use your rope. And then we'll give them a break. And you can practice this out in the arena. Okay. Yeah, and just try to use that whip or that flag before using the rope. So keep tapping until she comes all the way up. Good. Okay, and right away, Sugar. She's going to have to work harder on the outside. Good, that was good. Might give positive reinforcement right there.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Sugar.
Because she has to work harder. This is going to sort of shove it in more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
More bowl drills. Okay. Sugar.
Good, good. And I give positive reinforcement there if you want. And then we'll let you practice this out in the arena. Okay? Alright. So at this time, if someone wants to volunteer to help hose the arena off, I'll work with Shay on the rear in the arena. Then we'll bring her into the round pen. Okay. And then, Shay, I'll go ahead and demonstrate first so that you know what it's supposed to look like.
Okay, yes.
And then are you going to video it? Yeah, that's fine. I might ask you for the copy so I can use it for my group. Okay, cool. Oh. Good? Okay, thank you. Okay, and then I'll take your, if you don't mind, I'll take your treat pouch real quick. Oh. Okay.
You're comfortable to do that? Like, yeah.
Do you have quite a bit of storage? So if I kind of let her
I
run
think so,
herself?
yeah. Yeah. If not, well, I'll come over and I'll delete a bunch of stuff.
Okay. And then, yeah, if you post it, just like post highlights, not the whole thing, so they...
No, I don't need to. I just send it to them.
Okay, perfect. Oh, yeah, I forgot that it wasn't yours. Yeah, okay.
That's kind of what I want to show her, that I'm spending the money on the clinic on her pony.
Right. Okay. I'm just gonna get a little, one of mine's a little bit shorter. Grab it.
Start again.
False start.
Just joking.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what you want before starting the rear is kind of a prerequisite, is that they're coming forward with a bit of energy and a bit of draw. And then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of stop my feet and push this energy back, and they'll get a little bit hoppy. And I'm just going to shape that behavior until they actually get a little bit of height. Okay? So we'll go ahead and kind of play with what you have here. It's always a little bit harder with the rope on. Good, so that's good. Draw towards you. And what I'll do too is I'll kind of, when I do this, at first I might just kind of jump towards her. See that little, that's actually good, okay, because that'll kind of shape into this. And then once I put a whip cue on them, then the whip cue will be, I'll kind of raise the black whip and then feed it with the white one, okay? So this is more your cue, just the intention, and this is if you need to follow through with pressure. Yep, okay? All right, so we'll go ahead and give it a try. Good, good, good. Okay, and so right there, mark the behavior. Okay, and reward, and then I'll just kind of let her walk. And what you'll want to be sure of too is that you go back and do your homework, spend plenty of time just getting them to draw towards you without the rear. Okay. Good. Just even that little bit of pop up. So maybe that time just let her walk once she finds me. Oops. Get her to draw towards me again. Just overreacting a little bit. Good. Even when she just brings her nose up like that, I liked it because it's more relaxed. Because you're not trying to scare them, you're just trying to create forward energy and then stop that energy really quick. She has a tendency just to get a little reactive with it. Oops, 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 oops. You're okay. Alright, I'm just going to spend some time drawing her forward again.
Yeah, you want to always make sure that comfort, right?
Yeah, it's not about like scaring them into it. It's just about creating that forward energy and then stopping it. Good. Good. Even that's fine to start with. But that's what it'll first start with, is just the act of them kind of throwing their head, then the front feet will start coming. And so once she's consistently kind of popping up a little bit, then you might tap those front legs if you need to try to get them to hop up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to kind of save positive reinforcement too until she tries. Good, a little bit harder.
And your kiss is along with your black whip too then?
The kiss is with the white whip because that's telling her to speed up. I guess I don't really have as much of a verbal cue for the rear because it's such a forward movement. I'm just encouraging that forward and then kind of stopping them. But you could definitely put any verbal cue you want on it. Good. Okay. But it just starts off with that and shaping that behavior. The other method of doing it would be to have a person on each side, or like some of these old like riding schools would teach it like in columns. And basically you'd have a person on each side and they start just kind of going after the front feet until they kind of hop and skip up a little bit, and then they shape that behavior. I never have access to something like that, and it's a little bit harder to get as much height without really getting on them with pressure. So that's why I kind of prefer this way of doing it. Right, using that forward energy to stop and have it go up. Okay? What else was I going to say with that? I think that's it. Go ahead and you can come and give it a try. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is you just got to be careful how much you do it, because you can get them really sour. Oh yeah, sorry. If you drill it. So it's definitely something I would do typically in the beginning of my work when the energy's high, and I just do a few times until they kind of make some sort of progress or it's looking good, and then I'll kind of leave it and I just work on it a little bit each day. Right, yeah, keep their back up good, their draw good, so they're not coming and rearing up. And like I said, some horses have more of an aptitude for it than others. I think she will be good at it. Some horses, you know, the